Hey, I am with Lia, and Lia was a story subject of Cru Storylines in spring of 2024, and the story published in June of 2024. And I'm going to ask a couple of questions now that's about a year and a half after that story published. Lia, what was it like being a story subject, first of all? What was that experience like for you?
It was really neat. I felt kind of like a mini celebrity because I had this whole kind of almost like press team, journalism team that was just following me around during my day-to-day. So they went to class with me, they went to Cru with me, they sat in on just everything that I do within my daily life. And at the time I was also very new to Cru leadership, and so I was also trying to navigate that as well. But it was definitely a fun experience, and it was cool to see it all documented in the end.
Yeah. It is cool to be documented. What has life been like since then? What has God done in you, through you, around you? What are some stories of what life has been like since that time?
Sure, yeah. So one thing that one of my Cru staff members told me when I first joined leadership was to expect big things because we serve a big God. And I think a lot of the times, especially when we're in ministry, when we say big things, we think numerically. And so we think, man, we're just gonna have a packed out room. We're gonna like overcapacitate this building. We're gonna have to move to a different building. We're gonna see students come by the hundreds. But sometimes when we say big things and we're talking about a big God, it doesn't always mean bigger numbers. Sometimes it means more internal impact. And so something big that I've seen within our Tampa Bay College Cru ministry is just a smaller group of people just completely devout and on fire for Jesus. And it's been a very incredible experience. We have about a consistent 35 people who show up to our weekly Cru meetings, but those 35 Cru students are some of the most devout, on fire Jesus lovers that I know. And what's really, really cool to see is the tools that God has given us to expand our walk with Him. And so about 3 years ago, I took on a new project, and that was to receive funding from our student government. There was an extensive application process, and nobody had ever really done it in the past. Like nobody, I didn't really have any mentors to guide me, and none of our staff really knew how to do it, but I was like, I really feel like this could be super beneficial to us. We could use it during our Cru meetings. There's a travel grant application that we can apply for to get money to go to conferences. And so on a limb, I applied, and then we received funding from student government, which was and has been such a blessing. And then on top of that, after we received student government allocations for Cru, we were opened a door to apply for the travel grant, which is basically $7,000 that our school is willing to give to students who are in a group going to conferences or traveling out of state for educational purposes that have to do with the mission of the student organization. And so obviously when I hear travel grant, what rings a bell is winter conference, because that is exactly the mission that Cru wants, is connecting students to Christ and connecting students with each other. And so I went through the process of applying for travel grant, not really sure because $7,000 was the maximum that we could get allocated. But we ended up receiving maximum allocation, and last year we were able to bring, I think, 28 students from USF completely for free. And I think this year it was about 30. And then of course we have more Cru movements within the Tampa area, so UT, HCC as well. And I was honestly part of the population that fell under that bracket of, I don't know if I can go to winter conference because I don't know if I can pay for it. My freshman year and my sophomore year, I did not attend winter conference. And then once we received the grant, I, among many others, said, well, of course I'm gonna go if it's free. And it has just been such a cool experience getting to watch all of my friends that have now become my best friends, my roommates in Cru, just really, really grow in their faith because of the tools that God has given us.
That's wonderful. Doing something not just for your own growth, but helping others come and experience something big like this as well. What do you look forward to in the future as far as your faith or implementing your faith in the workplace? What are you looking forward to?
Absolutely. So the immediate thing that I'm looking forward to is spring break missions with Cru. Our Tampa Bay team is going to Cuba with Filter of Hope for a spring break mission trip. And that's another cool thing that I've seen within our ministry. I believe that the first time that we went to Cuba 2 years ago, we had about 8 students go, and then the rest were just members of the community. But like I said, within the past 2 years, we've just seen students' lives turn to Christ, and not only turn to Christ, but just completely on fire for Him. And this year, I think we have about 30 students going on that same Cuba mission trip. And so it's really cool to see all my friends just saying, yeah, of course we're gonna go to Cuba this year, you know, and spread the gospel. But beyond that, I am a secondary education major, and so I'm going to school to be an English teacher, basically. And it's very hard to share your faith in the classroom. There's actually laws surrounding what you can say versus what you can't say. But there are also really cool ministries such as Cru High School, among others, that go into high schools and are able to spread the gospel with students. And so definitely if the career route that I'm taking is English teacher, another aspect of that is going to be spending time with students and helping them grow in their faith as well.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks for sharing this update from Cru Storylines story subject to sender of other students into missions. So thank you for your time.
Of course, thank you.